What if I told you no one is coming to save you? No mentor, no miracle, no cavalry on the horizon. Just you standing at the edge of your life's battlefield. So, what now? We live in a world that constantly tells us to wait. Wait for motivation. Wait for the right moment. Wait for someone else to fix what's broken. But what if the brutal truth is that wait never ends? This video is about facing that truth through the lens of Stoic philosophy and modern life. We're going to explore why taking radical ownership of your life isn't just powerful, it's essential. If you've ever felt stuck, overlooked, or like the world owes you something, it's time for a mental shift. Because no one is coming. And that's not a tragedy. It's your greatest opportunity. Section 1. Embracing radical responsibility. The Stoics taught us that we don't control what happens, but we always control how we respond. This is the core of radical responsibility. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Radical responsibility means taking full ownership of your thoughts, actions, and reactions. No excuses, no blame. Consider Jocko Willink, a former Navy SAAL who popularized the concept of extreme ownership. His belief? Every failure in his team was his responsibility, even if someone else made the mistake. Once we embrace responsibility, we must decide who we want to become. That's where the next step begins. Section 2. Becoming the hero of your own story. When you stop waiting for someone to rescue you, you realize you have to become the one who can. Think of your life like a movie. Are you playing the lead role, or are you just an extra in someone else's script? Nietzsche called this the Bermensch, the person who transcends their limitations and creates their own values. Identify your internal compass, what actually matters to you. Build disciplines around it: journaling, fitness, learning, financial control. Stop outsourcing your worth or waiting for validation. A young man grows up in a broken home, surrounded by poverty and addiction. He doesn't wait for someone to show him the way he reads, works, fails, tries again. Eventually, he builds a business and mentors others. He became the person he once needed. But becoming everything you need requires more than just action. It requires mental resilience, and that leads us to Stoicism's greatest gift. Section 3. Building inner fortitude. Real strength is invisible. It's what keeps you grounded when the world shakes. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Emotional control in high-stress environments, workplace, relationships, crises, detaching from outcomes. Focus on effort, not results. Developing anti-fragility, growing stronger through adversity. You lose your job unexpectedly. Do you panic? Blame the economy? Or do you see it as a doorway, an opportunity to adapt, upskill, and reinvent yourself? Daily, negative visualization, practicing voluntary discomfort, cold showers, fasting, digital detox, journaling your reactions and learning from them. But not everyone agrees with the Stoic mindset. And it's important to explore those contrasting voices. Section 4. The Stoic Path vs. External support systems. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, modern psychology often highlights the importance of support systems, vulnerability, and connection. Some argue that no one is coming is too harsh, and that community, therapy, and mentorship are crucial. Stoicism doesn't reject help, it simply teaches you not to depend on it for your sense of self or worth. Bren Brown on vulnerability vs. Marcus Aurelius on self-containment. Jordan Peterson's on personal responsibility aligns with Stoicism, while also emphasizing tradition and structure. Ask your viewers, can you be strong on your own and open to others? Where's the line between self-reliance and isolation? The beauty of philosophy is not in choosing one truth, but in integrating many. So, how do we wrap all this up? Section 5. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is dependable. If you wait to feel inspired, you'll waste your best years in the waiting room. The Stoics weren't concerned with feeling like doing something. They believed in doing what was right, regardless of how you felt. Motivation, you feel good, so you hit the gym. Discipline, you feel tired, broken, unmotivated, but you still show up. Think of discipline as a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Motivation is just the weather, it changes constantly. Seneca once said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Discipline gives direction even when there's no wind. Set routines even when life feels chaotic. Track small wins, a 5-minute walk, a single page written, a tough conversation handled well. But what happens when life throws something so heavy at you that even discipline feels meaningless? That's where purpose comes in. Section 6. Purpose gives pain, meaning life is hard. That's a given. But when you have purpose, the pain becomes part of the process, not a punishment. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote in Man's Search for Meaning that those who had purpose were the ones who survived the unimaginable. Marcus Aurelius wrote about accepting pain with dignity, seeing suffering not as a curse, but as a teacher. A single mother working 2 jobs for her children isn't just suffering, she's sacrificing for a higher reason. An athlete pushing through injury, not for fame, but to inspire others. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's the bigger reason behind this pain? But even with purpose, life doesn't stop testing you. That's why we must talk about resilience through chaos. Section 7. Calm in the chaos. The Stoic anchor. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about not letting emotions control your life, especially in chaos. You're in the middle of a crisis. Everyone's panicking. What if you stayed calm? What if your stillness became the anchor for others? Epictetus taught his students that what disturbs us is not things themselves, but our interpretation of them. Social media outrage. Everyone reacts, few reflect. Workplace stress. One calm mind can shift an entire room. Breathwork or brief meditation's response. Delay. Pause before reacting. Mindful reflection instead of impulsive retaliation. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Epictetus. Staying calm gives us power, but power should lead to service. So let's talk about the next evolution, becoming a pillar for others. Section 8. Become the person you once needed. The greatest transformation comes when you shift from survival to significance. When you become the guide you once searched for. From brokenness to builder, from victim to voice from silence. To support a former addict becomes a counselor. A bullied teen grows up to mentor young kids. A lost soul becomes a leader. Healing is not selfish. It's how you help others heal. Your scars can become someone else's survival guide. Who did you need when you were hurting? What would that person say to you now? But to sustain that transformation, you must embrace something even deeper, the long game. Section 9. Endurance is greater than speed in the age of quick wins and viral fame. Stoicism whispers a different truth. True greatness takes time. The Stoics were long-term thinkers. They believed in compound character, building integrity one decision at a time. We chase overnight success, but what's built fast often breaks faster. A bamboo tree spends years growing roots underground before it even breaks the surface. But when it does, it grows feet per day. Application in life, building a career. Focus on skills, not shortcuts. Building trust, consistency over charisma. Building inner peace, daily practice, not one-time hacks. Daily endurance tools, track effort, not results delay gratification. Especially in hard times, reflect weekly on long-term goals. Endurance transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. And with that, you become not just self-reliant but unshakable.